Economic ties and security concerns top the agenda as Chinese President Xi Jinping wrapped up 2 days of talks in Russia. Hello, I'm Anand Naidu and this is The Heat. Calling relations between China and Russia at their best time in history, Chinese President Xi Jinping met with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, for talks on a host of issues. But the meeting took on a fresh sense of urgency when the DPRK successfully test-fired an intercontinental ballistic missile on Tuesday. Pyongyang said its ICBM can deliver a nuclear warhead. For more, we turn now to CGTN's Daria Bondarchuk in Moscow. And Daria, the successful test of an ICBM makes a potentially significant escalation in the DPRK's missile program. How did China and Russia respond?
Well, both Moscow and Beijing have condemned this test launch as contradicting the relevant UN resolutions. At the same time, they said that the DPRK's security concerns are justified, but yet they called on Pyongyang to halt all nuclear and missile tests. At the same time, Moscow and Beijing have urged the United States and the Republic of Korea to also halt any military drills on the Korean Peninsula and to put on pause the deployment of the U.S. THAAD missile system in South Korea. Both President Xi and President Putin said that these deployments of THAAD and the drills do not contribute to stability in the region. They, of course, urged all sides of the conflict there to start to make efforts to begin negotiations in order to reach a peaceful solution and reach de-escalation on the Korean Peninsula.
Now, Daria, as I mentioned, there were other issues discussed and there were agreements signed between China and Russia during this two-day meeting. What were some of the most significant?
Well, certainly there have been quite a big number of agreements and documents signed, a package of nearly 40 deals. They concern Russia's Chinese financial cooperation. There was a joint investment fund set up between Russia and China worth some $10 billion. Also, the two sides discussed the ways to increase the use of local currencies, Russian ruble and the Chinese yuan in bilateral trade. Also, there was a significant advance in energy cooperation, and Russia's state-owned company Rosneft has signed a deal with China to start the deliveries of gas to China in the end of 2019, which is a part of a huge $400 billion deal that Russia and China reached earlier. And certainly they've also agreed to on cooperation in military technical fields and generally coordinated their positions and strengthened their relations, which they think would help to withstand regional and global challenges together.
Thanks, Daria. That's CGTN's Daria Bondarchuk reporting from Moscow.